Hawaii isn't just a paradise, but a paradox. The major irony is that as the planet's most isolated landmass, our state is more dependent on fossil fuels for energy than any other state in the nation. Last Saturday's House of the Sun solar tour shed light on how homes, businesses, and even churches are looking to the heavens for energy self-sufficiency. If you're a fan of Maui history, you know that the demigod Maui once commanded the sun to linger a little longer over the island to give fishers and kalo farmers more time to tend to their needs. Fast forward a few millennia, and the modern-day equivalent is harnessing the power of the sun to serve Kane, Aina, and Ola, mankind, the land, and life itself. The 2009 version of Maui's command is manifest in different ways, but for the same results: local sustainability benefiting from one of our most abundant resources. Now, as life progresses from day to day, familiar landmarks boast new trappings. This Kihei church now has a photovoltaic solar array on the roof that provides enough electricity to run most of the operation. And in South Maui, the developing Makena resort is starting from the ground up by meeting basic needs in a very modern way.
This is the first phase right now that we have put on. It's a 107 kilowatt system right now. And after the second phase is done, it's going to be 204 kilowatts. And so part of that is, the placement of these different panels, 498 additional panels that we're going to be putting up in the second phase. And that includes one over the clarifier. It's going to do two things. One, it's going to provide shade over the clarifier to reduce algae growth. And two, it's going to provide power for the plant.
Casco is referring to the wastewater treatment facility at Makena Resort. Last Saturday, during the 4th annual House of the Sun solar tour of homes and businesses, folks got an up-close and personal look at how sunlight is being turned directly into power. Now, from a distance, it's not very sexy, although the local ducks feel right at home. What's happening here is the core of a long-term plan to be totally self-sufficient, at least when it comes to energy. They call that net zero. During the tour, we learned that each small section of solar panels does the work that burning fossil fuels would do, but without the harmful effects. In fact, this small section early last Saturday, by converting sunlight to electricity, had prevented 868 pounds of carbon dioxide, the so-called greenhouse gas, from emanating into the atmosphere. But Makena Resort will be home to mostly wealthy people who will drive next-generation electric cars and can certainly afford an electric bill. So why all this effort?
Well, one, it's good. It's definitely good for the environment, and it does save money on the electricity bills, and it helps Hawaii wean itself away from importing 90% of its energy from elsewhere.
At Kihei Lutheran Church, they're looking to the heavens for an answer to rising utility costs, just like the rest of us. Agreeing to a proposal from their PV contractor, all the technical details were worked out and explained, but you don't have to be a solar engineer to be able to read the electric bill and see the dramatic drop in monthly expenses. Sure, there was an upfront price, but the system, at today's electric costs, pays for itself in about 7 years. After that, the juice is almost free. Impressive, forward-thinking. But once upon a time, so was the Walkman and the Betamax. And that presents a challenge to investors, big and small, about when the right time is to commit to alternative energy.
These solar panels that we're putting up right now, they are going to get more efficient. They're going to develop, storage for them, so the power you get from the sun during the day you can use at night. And so they're just like cell phones, laptops, or flat screen TVs. You're gonna get more energy out of smaller panels in the future. You're gonna be able to store more energy in smaller batteries. So we're planning all these things, but we're hoping that as technology progresses, that one, the technology gets better and more efficient, and two, price gets cheaper. Because right now, in order to do this, there is a price premium, and the payback is really good. We're saving $100,000 a year on electricity by doing this. But for the regular consumer, they really need the price to drop in order to make it happen for them and to happen on a big scale here in Maui and Hawaii.
One of the most common myths about going solar is that the upfront costs are too high. The primary reason, experts say, that a solar power system price tag can be such a shocker is because of most customers' bad energy habits. The majority of solar power shoppers don't realize they are energy hogs until they start shopping for solar power, because that's when they're forced to understand and analyze their electric consumption. The folks who sell photovoltaic systems offer this advice: reduce, then produce. Focus on energy efficiency in your home, including lifestyle and product changes that can greatly reduce the amount of power that you'll need. That way, it'll also reduce the size of the PV system you need.